I just had a discovery call, and you guys are open to scheduled discovery calls. They're usually Mondays and Fridays, free. So I just had a discovery call with a really nice guy down in Georgia who is a PT, and his wife is a PT, and they just opened their own PT clinic. So he wanted to talk about business coaching. And if you've heard me talk before, I always tell people I only coach people, business coach people who have been through the shift, who do 180, they're 180 practitioner, because I can't help conventional PTs. So good news is he's been following for years on Instagram, Facebook, that kind of stuff. So he's, like a lot of you, trying to piece things together and get things to work. And great news, even though he hasn't even been through the shift yet, he's getting things to work. He was working home health, stopped working home health. Now he's going full-time on his cash. So a couple mistakes that he's made. Learn from these mistakes. Now, not saying that he's having a hard time. He's actually ramping up pretty well. So things look pretty good, but they would have looked a lot better if he didn't make this mistake first. So number one, you have to diversify your skill set before you open your clinic. That way, step number two, you already have a base of patients that are going to come with you to your new clinic. So why would you open a clinic with nothing and try to build it from the ground up when you're not making any money? If he worked on this while he was doing home health, he would be getting paid to do home health, so he has income, while he is working on his patient base, so that when he does open his doors, his schedule is already full, okay? So number one, diversify your skill set. So number two, you already have patients that are banging on the door to get in your clinic before you even open the door, okay? So how do you do that? You get in the shift. We'll teach you in 4 months how to diversify your skill set, change your thinking, implement patented techniques that nobody else in your area is going to get. That way you can tell people, I'm going to give you results that nobody else can, because I'm going to do things completely opposite, okay? So a couple of the questions that he had to do with how to market to physicians, how to market to patients. So what I told him was, you probably heard this before, you shouldn't be doing the marketing. Your patient should do the marketing for you, which in his case is tough because he opened before he had patients, okay? So I gave him a little bit of coaching session on how to talk to physicians. And the crazy thing in his area, physicians will actually refer to cash pay PTs, which here, that doesn't happen. The first question the physician would ask you after you gave your little spiel is, oh, well, what insurances do you take? And if you said, oh, I'm a cash pay, they would say, thanks, close the door, see you later. Okay. For some reason, physicians think that they are their patient's financial planners and they're trying to save them money, even though they're referring their patient to a clinic that's going to stick them in the mill, and they're going to be bounced around from texts and aids and all that junk, pay their $40 copay, and after 8 weeks, be nowhere. Okay. So I gave him some tips on how to talk to physicians, staying away from all the gobbledygook that all the other PTs are going to be hitting them with marketing. We're going to go a completely different way. We're going to explain how we do, why we do it, and what results we get really fast, really easy, hit them right where it counts, and then those physicians that are actually open to cash pay say, fantastic, here's your patients. Also, talk to him about 3 words that you as a clinician should never say in the clinic while you are treating a patient, especially while you are doing patient education with a patient, while you're evaluating a patient. Take these 3 words out of your mouth, okay? Try, kinda, and sorta, okay? So when you say, well, I'm kinda going to do X, Y, and Z. So if you're doing dry needling and you're explaining to the patient, well, dry needling kind of gets rid of these things that are sort of like knots in your muscle, you just told them you don't believe in what you do. You don't know what you're doing, you don't believe in it, and you're just trying to sell them something and you don't know how to sell it because you're not a salesman, okay? I never say try, kinda, or sorta to a patient. I say, I'm going to facilitate this muscle by doing this, and then this is what's going to happen. And after that happens, then we're going to do this. I don't say, well, I'm kind of gonna sort of plug this muscle in, and then what we're gonna try to kind of do is we're gonna do some exercises and see if that sort of makes you feel better. if you're a patient, how does that land on you? That lands on you as, I'm sitting here in front of this moron who doesn't know what they're talking about, doesn't believe in what they do, and they're going to charge me for this and think I'm going to get better? Boom, see ya. That's why patients rarely return for the third visit in a conventional PT clinic. Okay, so I know your question. Well, how? I don't really believe in what I'm doing, but I don't know what to do instead. So here's the conundrum. You went to PT school, you learned what you were supposed to learn, and you're doing what you're supposed to do and what's expected by your patients, but it's not working and you don't believe in it. So the only way you can do patient education is to use try, kinda, and sorta. Imagine if you believed in what you were doing, because you can say, this is based on science. Here's the science, XYZ. And this is why it's going to work. And this is why I'm confident that after today's visit, you're going to be way better and you're going to go back to practice today. We're not waiting until you come in 2 to 3 times a week, 4 to 6 weeks to get over the hump and sort of kind of feel better. Okay. So imagine you had the confidence in your skill level, in your thought processes, in your outcomes and results that you never had to say kinda, sorta, or try again. That would mean you are on the cusp of being an elite clinician, all right? So when you're ready to be an elite clinician, take those things out of your vocabulary. When you're ready to develop a business and launch the business before you're paying bills on the business and you're opening your doors with no patients, and you're ready to diversify your skill set so that you're the only one that's doing what you're doing in your area and everybody is flocking to your clinic. And instead of your number one problem being trying to find patients, your number one problem begins to be, how do I find more therapists to work here because I have too many patients, okay? So on this call, I gave him an easy strategy that I have a feeling he's gonna follow up with, and he's going to double his hourly income by doing one thing. So I told him, after you do this one thing, you don't have to charge more. You don't have to go get more people. You don't have to pay for marketing. All you gotta do is this one thing and you're going to double your hourly income. Okay, so if you wanna know what that is, DM me and ask me, what's the one thing to double my hourly income? I'll let you know. If you're interested in all the other stuff that I talked about here and you wanna get that garbage out of your vocabulary, make sure that you're with us this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 14th, 15th, 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will put the link below for our 3-day career challenge. Day number 1, you're gonna get an intake form so I can see where you're at, where you wanna be, who you wanna be as a clinician. So on day 2 and day 3, I can give you actionable steps that you can start using in the clinic to start the process of being an elite clinician with massive amounts of confidence, because you have diversification and a skill set and a thought process that you believe in and that gets results. I'll see you guys this week. Link is below.